Hello, everybody. You have arrived at 21 Next. I'm Joel D. Smith. It is the 10th of June, and after 6 days of a trial, we do have a verdict in the Kane Highland murder. And now we can say it. Nolan Grove is a convicted murderer. Third-degree murder is what he was found guilty of by a jury today. They deliberated today on this after the closing arguments finished up yesterday. And so he has been found guilty of third-degree murder and a number of other charges in the death of Kane Highland in 2023. Now, Grove was 13 at the time. Highland was 12. You're looking at the attorney right here who was asked, was it the right strategy to put Grove on the stand? He says he thought it was. He believed they were going to get manslaughter for this, that he definitely pulled the trigger and technically shot Highland, but was thinking that it would just be manslaughter because of the kind of intent and the recklessness that was needed for a third-degree murder charge to become a guilty charge, which is what it was. So he did speak about this, but said they are looking to appeal after looking more at the details of this. In the meantime, the sentencing date has been set for August 28th. And this could be up to 40 years in prison for third-degree murder and the other charges. And Nolan Grove charged as an adult, so that would be in an adult prison as well. So a very hefty punishment for a crime like this. And once again, Nolan Grove found guilty of third-degree murder for this 6-day trial that finished up today. Under this story in Eerie, you may have known about what we saw, that severe weather last night. There was even a tornado warning in our area for a little while. Well, this is kind of what you saw here in Eerie. So they may have had a tornado there, definitely some severe weather, could be straight line winds, but you're seeing just how nasty this was and the people affected there. This is Wattsburg, if you're familiar with the Eerie area. This came through the area, and you see all the damage. 2 horses also killed during all this. Wattsburg Farm is where you're seeing most of this damage as they try to clear up the best they can. Just people using any materials they have, any equipment they have to clean up that area. I did talk to one person who said that when they got home, they couldn't believe what they saw in terms of the support with all of this. So severe weather is where we're at right now. It's severe weather season, so take all of these warnings seriously when you do hear them. Unique story. Thank goodness it's unique. Doesn't happen that often, but it's definitely could have been catastrophic and is definitely impacting this woman's life in a very negative way. In York County, a burn victim. You saw the smoker there. Now, she's recovering, so you don't see all of her wounds in this shot. You will see more coming up. She's grateful to be alive. This happened a couple weeks ago, Memorial Day weekend. She's using that smoker, that box right there, and she says she put something in. When she opened it up, a ball of flames came back out towards her, burned her arm and her face, first, second, third-degree burns. So she's going back to Lehigh Valley Burn Center to be treated very soon on this and see what the next step of this is. It's really tough. But once again, she's grateful it wasn't worse. But because of the sensitivity after burns that severe, they said that she can't even go out in the sun for 2 years. She has young kids. She's imagining how tough that's going to be if they want to go out and she can't do it. So that's the tough part of this. And you're seeing just how nasty some of these burns were. But once again, she's looking at the bright side as well. It's frustrating. It's painful. It could be tough for the next couple of years, but she thinks she's happy to be alive. And it could have been even worse in this scenario as she's recovering from all of this. Okay, now we want to get to the Wildlife Center. All right. The spotted lanternfly. We know they're terrible for your backyard. They can kill the trees and things like that. So we've all come up with our own way of dealing with this if you have a home. And that is, first, you squash them. You challenge the kids in your yard, in your neighborhood. If you find them, you squash them. You go get them. So we're all hunters out there, right? But they've also come up with some other ways to try to combat them and to kill them. Because once again, if they get infested, they start getting those eggs and they all come into the root of the tree. They can kill the tree off. Maybe some trees that are beautiful and that make your backyard and give you shade and it's beautiful. Well, you try to kill them. One of the ways is to put this green tape around the base of the tree. You may have seen that. It's unsightly, but it kind of works. They try to crawl up, they get stuck, they don't get to where they want to go to lay those big amount of eggs. The problem is that stuff is sticky, and sometimes other animals can get there, including birds. You're looking at a cardinal that unfortunately got stuck in some lanternfly tape and lost its tail feathers as a result, as Raven Ridge, the Wildlife Center in Lancaster County, has been doing its best to try to help this bird back to recovery. So that's what's happening right here. So the bird was cut out of the tree, delivered with the tape still attached so they could delicately remove it. But to remove that, the feathers came right off with it. There you see all that tape and the bird. So this happens. Cute little female cardinal right there. And the center said that the tape is, yes, designed to do that. But there's other ways that you can try to stop the lanternflies if you want to be a little bit nicer to the wildlife, like birds out there. There's like a mix-up of, I guess it's soapy water, and you can go around. They make these really intricate circle cages, I think, that can also work. So there's other ways out there if you don't want to use the tape, because unfortunately this can happen as well. You know, you try to solve one problem, you create another. That is the life of the backyards in Central PA in the summertime. And speaking of summer, Mr. Summer himself, is he available? Oh, there it is. I don't see Mr. Summer, but I see his forecast, which is probably good enough. All right, here we go. No time today. You got Joel D. All right, we're going to go with this. No 90s yet in all of 2025. Think about that. We're approaching halfway through 2025. All the way through June would be halfway through 2025, right? 6 months. And still no 90-degree days. Now, we've had some hot days. We're going to have them here, but nothing like super hot yet. So if you're like me and you try to torture your family by keeping it as warm as possible without hitting the air conditioner, we are dangerously close to having it on all the time. But I'm trying to open up the windows at night if I can, if it's not too humid. The 60s are a little high to do that. Low 60s are better. Our normal high is 81. We're a little above that. Normal low 61. We're not quite there. So it's a hot part of the year. The official start of summer, I believe, is next week. But you're still seeing summer-like things here. And thank goodness we're not looking for any real severe weather or rain for the next few days. And I did listen to Tom specifically. He said over the weekend, some passing thunderstorms, no washouts. You just got to kind of pay attention to what's going on and see if it's going to impact your day. Saturday night, I believe it's this Saturday night is the Bret Michaels concert. They call it the Party Gras. That's going to be at Grantville at the Penn National. So, you know, if you're going out for an outdoor concert, looks like you just got to keep an eye to the sky and watch the forecast as we get closer. So no real rainouts, but some things to consider. Sunday is Father's Day. If you're going out, playing some golf with dad or going for a walk or something outside, once again, looks cloudy, chance of thunderstorm, I think you said, but once again, not a washout scenario. Looks like your typical summer week right there. If you're just like, you know, making up a summer week and just plop it on the board, there you go. That's what it is. I also see it as good pickleball weather. Just saying, I'll be doing that tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Call me crazy. Okay. Wouldn't be the first time. Folks, that is 8 minutes of awesome news there for you. 21 next. Thanks for watching. Make sure that you are keeping an eye out for us and you're liking and subscribing. So when we're on, you will know it. Tell a friend, hey, I watch this stuff. It's not too bad. And we get all the information we need kind of delivered in a different way. So thanks for watching. YouTube version of 21 next, and we will see you next time. See you.